Hey guys, Pete from London Camera Exchange. We've come back to Canon to see Dave once again. It's exciting times here for them with a couple of announcements recently. Obviously the photography show's coming up, so Dave, across to you. We've yet again got another superb looking camera, so could you let us know what's changed and what's going on?
Yeah, so this is another camera this one is replacing the 70D that's in our lineup. So this one is going to be called the 80D. So no prizes for guessing the name of this one. So as I said, this is, yes, replacing the 70D, which sits right in the middle of our lineup. The great thing about the 70D, or this level of camera, is that it's a great step up for people who have what I call the triple XD, so something like a 600D or a 650. This gives a really nice step up into a next level of feature set, which makes it very nice for people who want to take that photography that bit further with, like, whether they want to do, landscape photography, portrait photography, or sports and wildlife photography. You've got better autofocus systems, you've got better image quality, you've basically got a faster running camera, which lets you, as I said, gives you that ability to take your photography further, which is really exciting. So there's a lot of new things on this camera. This is a big step up from the 70D. I've got a brand new sensor inside here. It's a 24 million pixel sensor, so very high resolution. The ISO now is up to 16,000 before expansion.
Right.
On the 70D it was 12,800, so you've got a one-stop improvement there on your ISO capability. You also have a number of interesting things on here as well, like flicker detection, which is something that's come from cameras that are higher up in the range. What you're finding with this is the feature sets that used to be higher up in the range are starting to make their way down onto these products, which is making them incredibly strong. Now, what I'm personally really excited about this, and what I really like about it, is the autofocus system. It's a 45-point all cross-type AF system.
All cross-type?
All cross-type.
Okay.
Now, to get an autofocus system like this a few years ago, you had to buy the 1D Mark IV. So this is technology inside here which is very similar to what we had in our 01 series, so it's great to see at this level. So as I said, it's 45-point all cross-type. It'll also work with f8 lenses. Okay. So if you use things like 2x converters, or you use other lenses with different aperture ranges, you can still use this. If you use an f8 lens, you get 27 points that you can use, which is a lot of points at this kind of level. The original 1DX, if you used f8, you only had one AF point. So to have 27 at f8 at this level is fantastic.
So with the new sensor inside of it, have you got a new processor coupled with this?
Well, we're using our Digic 6 on here now, which is a very, very fast and powerful processor. What I really like about this is that this has improved the buffer rate, which is very important. If you're shooting at high speed very, very quickly, you want to be able to get these images through the camera and onto the memory cards as fast as possible. So you can now shoot 110 JPEGs or 25 RAW files before the camera will slow down. This is a big increase from the 70D, which I have here. And the 70D would previously only do 16 RAW files before it slows down, but now this does 25, and that's the real power the processor inside the camera.
It's really impressive, and giving sort of lower end the market users sort of really high end technology.
Yeah, like I say, it's a fantastic step up from people who are perhaps using SLR at the moment and want to make that step further. They want to push their photography, push the boundaries of what they're shooting. This will give you a whole new experience, really, of being able to just shoot faster, better quality, and better in low light as well.
So tell us a bit more about the autofocus system.
Well, as I said earlier, it's a 45-point all cross type, which is a fantastic specification at this level. But what's nice about it as well is it will focus at -3 EV, which is very, very low light.
Which is previously seen in the 60.
That's right, so the 60 was the first camera to have -3 EV. This is great for wildlife photography and this kind of thing, so you can get the focus in those real low light conditions. You also now have 4 area modes as well that you can select, so you can move between single point, expanded or zone very, very quick and easily, which also helps when you've got a subject with erratic movement, or if you're not quite sure what's going to happen next, you can very quickly change the way the autofocus system works and make sure you get that shot.
The 70D was obviously very popular with video users and vloggers in particular. Have you improved on the video features inside the 80D at all?
Yes, we have. We've taken that step further. A lot of this has come from feedback that we've had to improve the way that people use it. So yeah, these cameras, I mean, the great thing about them is the variable angle screen. If you shoot a movie, so this is a 70D, but just to give you an idea, with a variable angle screen, it makes it very, very quick and easy to be able to shoot and focus. And this was the first camera to have dual pixel CMOS AF as well, which is one of the fastest autofocus systems for us in when you're using live view or when you're shooting movies. Now we have improved that on the 80D, and what you've got is the dual pixel CMOS AF will work with any lens that we have. Previously it was only lenses that were launched after 2009,
okay.
But it worked with any lens that's available now. And also the camera will shoot at 60 frames a second. So do full HD at 60p, and the dual pixel CMOS AF will work at 60p. And the last thing we've done on here, which is going to be great news to a lot of people, is we've put a headphone socket on here as well. So not only has it got a microphone, it's also got a headphone socket.
I can see the NFC logo on the side, so I'm assuming there's Wi-Fi on the side of the camera too.
Yes, Wi-Fi and NFC built in. Allows you to do a number of things. You can share with social network sites. You can also send your images to other devices very quickly. But for me, at this kind of level, what I think is the best thing is being able to control the camera remotely. So using our free app, the Canon Connect app, you can set this camera up. You can retire to a safe distance. Say, for instance, you're doing wildlife photography, you can put this in front of a nest or something like that. You can set the camera up, retire to a safe distance, and control the camera from your tablet or from your smartphone, which is a great way to use this camera. It's also great for using it if you don't want to get vibration, if you're doing landscape photography and you want to keep the camera as steady as possible. You can use your smart device to activate this camera to stop you from getting that judder or that wobble.
Yeah, camera shake,
when you press the shutter button.
The externals of the 80D are very familiar to what users will be used to with the 70D. Are there any differences in the build and design of it?
Yeah, well, the first thing, if you look at the pentaprism on the top, the pentaprism on the 80D is larger. That's because the viewfinder now has 100% coverage.
Okay.
And obviously you need to be able to get that pentaprism in there, so it's made it physically larger. The other thing you'll notice is quite subtle, the other thing, is the thumb grip on the back. So the thumb grip is deeper on the 80D, and the grip is slightly more tactile as well. So it feels much more secure in your hand.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Even though it's a slight difference, you can really feel that it feels more secure. Other than that, the layout is almost exactly the same, and this is deliberate. I mean, it's very similar to other cameras like the 700D or the 100D or something like that. It's a very, very similar layout, so you could pick up this camera straight away, and very, very quickly you could start using it and really get the best out of it without having to relearn a completely new camera.
Dave, that's some really exciting features which are in this camera, especially the autofocus on this level of camera. For any more information, check out the link below or head into your local London camera exchange.